Stop right now, look at yourself. That voice in your head telling you that you are not smart enough, not strong enough, not good enough. What if that voice has been lying to you your entire life? What if the person you were told you could never become is already living inside you, just waiting for permission to breathe? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, everything you believe about yourself is about to change. Welcome to my channel, my friend. I am so glad you are here today. Before we begin, I want you to take a slow, deep breath, because the story I am about to share with you is not just a story. It is a mirror, and by the end of it, you will see yourself in a way you have never seen before. This is the story of a young man named Adam. Adam grew up in a small, dusty town where the sun was always too hot, and the dreams were always too small. His father was a mechanic who came home every night with grease on his hands and silence in his heart. His mother worked 2 jobs and still cried quietly in the kitchen when she thought no one was watching. Adam was the youngest of 4 children, and from the moment he could understand words, he understood one thing very clearly. He was not enough. His older brother was the strong one. His sister was the smart one. His other brother was the funny one. And Adam was just there. He was the quiet kid in the back of the classroom, the boy who was picked last for every game, the teenager whose report card made his father sigh and shake his head without saying a single word. And somehow, that silence hurt more than any shouting ever could. By the time Adam turned 19, he had already collected a lifetime of small wounds. A teacher who told him he would never amount to anything. A girl who laughed when he asked her out. A job interview where the manager looked at him for 3 seconds and said, "You are not what we are looking for." Every rejection carved a little deeper into his soul, until one day, Adam looked in the mirror and did not recognize the person staring back. His eyes were tired, his shoulders were bent, and in his chest there was a question that would not stop whispering. Am I enough? One cold winter night, Adam sat on the edge of an old bridge on the outskirts of his town. The river below was black and quiet. The wind cut through his thin jacket like a knife. He was not planning to jump. He was not even planning anything at all. He was just tired. Tired of trying, tired of failing, tired of waking up every single morning to a life that felt like it belonged to someone else. And then, out of nowhere, an old man sat down beside him. Adam did not hear him arrive. The old man just appeared, wrapped in a heavy brown coat, holding a small paper cup of tea. He did not say hello. He did not ask Adam what he was doing there. He simply looked out at the river, took a sip of his tea, and said very softly, "The river is beautiful tonight, isn't it?" Adam did not answer. He did not want to talk. But the old man did not seem to mind. He just sat there, quiet and patient, like he had all the time in the world. After a long silence, the old man spoke again. "You know," he said, "I used to come here when I was young too, right to this exact spot. I would sit here and ask myself the same question you are asking right now." Adam turned his head slowly. "What question?" The old man smiled a small, gentle smile. "Am I enough?" Adam felt something crack open inside his chest. He did not know how this stranger knew. He did not know how a man he had never met could reach inside his mind and pull out the exact words he had been carrying like stones for years. But something in the old man's eyes told Adam that he was safe. So Adam did something he had not done in a very long time. He listened. The old man took another sip of his tea and began to speak. "When I was your age," he said, "I believed I was born broken. I believed that God had made a mistake when he made me. Everyone around me seemed to have some gift, some talent, some purpose. And me. I felt like an empty page in a book full of stories. So one night I sat right here and I asked the sky, 'Why did you even bother making me?'" Adam swallowed hard, his throat was tight. "And what did the sky say?" he whispered. The old man laughed softly. The sky did not say anything, but the next morning something happened that changed my life forever. Adam leaned in a little closer. He did not even notice that the cold had stopped bothering him. The next morning, the old man continued, I was walking home when I saw a small tree growing in the middle of a broken sidewalk, just a tiny little tree pushing its way up through the cement. The concrete was cracked all around it. It looked ridiculous, it looked impossible, but there it was, alive, growing, reaching for the sun, and I stopped and I stared at that little tree for almost an hour. And do you know what I realized? Adam shook his head. I realized, the old man said, that no one had planted that tree, no one had watered it. No one had told it that it was beautiful or smart or special. It had no encouragement. It had no perfect soil. It had no easy path. And yet it was growing. Not because someone told it to, but because that is what it was made to do. It was enough exactly as it was in the middle of the broken sidewalk, cracking the concrete open with nothing but its own quiet strength. The old man turned to Adam and his eyes were shining. My boy, he said, you have been asking the wrong question your whole life. You have been asking, am I enough? As if enough is something someone else has to give you. As if enough is a stamp of approval from a teacher or a parent or a boss or a girl who did not see your worth. But enough is not something you receive, my son. Enough is something you are. You were born enough. You were enough the day your mother held you for the first time. You are enough right now, sitting on this cold bridge, thinking no one sees you. And you will be enough tomorrow and the day after and every day for the rest of your life. The problem is not that you are not enough. The problem is that no one ever taught you how to see it. Adam felt tears on his cheeks. He had not cried in years, not real tears, not tears like this. He wiped his face quickly, embarrassed, but the old man just placed a warm hand on his shoulder. Listen to me carefully, the old man said. The world will always try to measure you. It will always try to rank you and compare you and put you in a box. But you are not a number on a report card. You are not a paycheck. You are not the opinion of the person who rejected you. You are a whole universe walking around in a body. You have inside you a strength you have never used, a voice you have never heard, and a purpose you have never touched. And the only thing standing between you and the person you were meant to become is the lie that you are not enough. Adam sat there for a long time, breathing slowly. The wind was still cold, the river was still dark, but something inside him had shifted, something had woken up. He turned to thank the old man, but when he looked, the bench was empty. The paper cup of tea was gone. There was no one there at all, only the wind and the stars and the quiet sound of the river below. Adam got up. He walked home slowly, and when he got to his small room, he did not turn on the light. He just stood in front of the mirror in the dark, and for the first time in his entire life, he whispered to himself, I am enough. That night, Adam slept deeper than he had slept in years. The next morning, he started over. Not with money, not with support, not with a fancy plan. He started over with one simple decision. Every single day, no matter what happened, he would remind himself that he was enough. When he failed, he was still enough. When people rejected him, he was still enough. When the world was silent, he was still enough. 5 years later, Adam owned his own small business. 10 years later, he was helping other young people find their voices. 20 years later, he was standing on stages around the world, telling his story to thousands of people who felt exactly the way he had once felt on that cold bridge. And every time he told his story, he would end it with the same words. You are not broken, you are not a mistake. You are not too late, you are not too small. You are a tree growing through concrete. And the moment you realize that, your whole life will change. Closing, speaking to you. My friend, I want you to hear me right now. The story of Adam is not just a story. It is the story of every single person who has ever felt invisible. It is the story of you. Somewhere along the way, someone told you that you were not enough. A parent, a teacher, a friend, a voice inside your own head, and you believed them. You carried that lie for years like a heavy backpack full of stones. But today, right now, in this moment, I am asking you to put that backpack down. You are enough. Not when you lose the weight, not when you get the job, not when someone finally notices you. Right now, exactly as you are, sitting where you are sitting, breathing the breath you are breathing, you are enough. So the next time that voice inside your head whispers, "Are you enough?" I want you to smile, I want you to look up, and I want you to answer with your whole heart. Yes, I always was. If this story touched your heart today, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear these words. Because somewhere out there, someone is sitting on a bridge tonight, waiting for a stranger to remind them that they are a tree growing through concrete. Maybe that stranger is you.